what's up? It's your girl, Miss Rena L. General.
Yours truly, Lomwe.
Yo, this is Black Jet.
Evo Timothy. Farmer Michael.
What it do, what it does.
What up, people? This was good.
You're listening to or tuned into
The 5Roundz podcast.
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
Yeah. Make sure you stick it right here because it's litty.
What's happening, guys? Welcome to 5 Rounds. We're back again with another special guest segment. I am Nthawi. This is Ovi Too Nice. And
What it do, what it does.
And we have Mkatimo. All right. Today,
What up?
Today, I'm not mincing my words. It's a legendary day because we have royalty, right? We have royalty in the building. This man has been around from the 90s to present, all right? He has been behind a lot of hip-hop hits. You know, who in the industry does not know, in the Malawian music industry, the hip-hop industry doesn't know who this guy is. This guy's got 5 albums, yeah? Tionana, The Legendary, Footprints, Maswa Seguga, and The Diaries. If you still don't know who this is, I don't know what rock you're living under. The guy's got 2 awards as of today. Best Collaboration at the Nyasa Music Awards 2018 and also Song of the Year for Mkatimo 2021 at the Master Awards. He has collaborated with people such as Hyphen, Theo Thompson, The Basement, Marco Sadik, Tay Grin, Dynamike, Sonye, Beady Weedy, Daredevils, Martse again, apparently, and Gwamba. This guy needs no introduction. You know, some people know him as Barry, others know him as BarryUno, but we know him as BarryUno.
Sadik wanna talk down. I could get a paper another song that you may just watch. I will have to try see kufika pamoja chimuda see. Time mama fana kutoka see. Akuchocha pafika kachunga see. Mkango ukakona Mkango. So move see, Shasha, Shasha, be
BarryUno, cards on deck.
Well, guys, that's a dope intro. That's a dope intro, though it wasn't very like some exaggeration. I'm not all that.
Calm yourself, man.
Too humble.
Calm yourself, man.
You are
but seriously, I'm very humbled. I'm humbled. And on the awards, it's actually 3 because I also got an honorary award. Like that, this was in 2014, I think, if it's not 15.
Oh, 3 awards.
The accolades out
here. Also, just my numbers are in it.
Alright, for the people that don't understand, Chichewa, the legend is saying, man, don't put my numbers down, man. Don't put my awards down. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
I'm out here, all the way up. All the way up.
Exactly, man.
How did you leave one out? You forgot one there now, Nthawi. God damn it.
Sorry, man.
Barry, it's nice to have you on the show. My name is Mkatimo. I don't know if we've met, but I think I've met you, but just in a group of guys, just working with. I think last I saw you was in a group with Chris the DJ 101. He was over in 101, and the likes of Pilgrim and them. That's the last time I saw you. But then I couldn't figure out, like, to say, what's the story behind the legends, life. And here I am, just so inquisitive and trying to figure out, just tell us, like, where you're from, and tell us about your life journey just to get where you are, because then your awards speak it all, but then we don't even know where you started.
Yeah, man. All right. I'm really honored for you guys to have me here. It's an honor. And I appreciate. And with the intro itself, it was quite unique and quite attractive. If I were a girl, definitely I would have been hooked up already.
Oh,
My guy.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah, but
Right.
so, yeah, I'm the firstborn in our family.
Yeah.
Mm.
My family is full of artists. You know, the likes of Cyclone, Randy Jr. Most if people don't really know these two, these are the guys that were in the basement group.
Big
The
up the
guys that did
basement.
the song, the Mbuza, whatnot, the Bwanyamulenges and them. So yeah, those
Manyamulenge, Kalavasi
those are my
Dilenge.
siblings. Yeah. So yeah, I'm from Blantyre. I'm deep in the heart of Blantyre. Um, yeah, I started back in the 90s, but then in the 90s I was just a little kid when my actual recording started in 2000. Like in the year 2000, that's when I did my first recording.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, as a person, I think I'm a humble dude, a very patient on, well reserved. I don't indulge or I don't really get into conversations I'm not supposed to if it's not
Yeah.
involving me. Otherwise, I might get myself in trouble for talking too much. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I talk too much.
Oh man.
So
Oh
yeah,
man.
and sometimes I just throw jokes and like from this angle to the other angle, not knowing that I'm offending the other person. So I'd rather zip up and just stay quiet.
Mm.
So
Sick,
yeah,
sick, man. Nah, honestly, sick. I mean, you guys. I mean, coming from a family of just creative people, and all of you legends in your own rights as well. You know, and you leading the way. Jesus, you guys are like family royalty, man. Damn.
yeah,
You
man,
know,
it's
runs in the
Barry,
blood and that.
out of curiosity, for me,
yeah.
right? Was like because I know like most of your family now into music. Like, was it something that all of you just thought like, okay, I think we're just gonna be doing music,
Not
or like,
really. Not really. In fact, at the time when I was starting, it was like this is way back in the day when we'd never had like hip hop acts in the country. We only had
yeah,
a few. I remember because I kept on hearing of names like Criminal A, the Black Life,
yeah,
the Takitis, all these guys, and Nikatag. These are
mm,
guys that were actually buzzing at then, way back in the day. So to me, I had a cousin who was part of Black Life. So his name is Solo, not like was because it still is.
Yeah.
So his
yeah,
name is Solo. Solomon Bada. He's a cousin of mine, and then I visited him like this other day, and I saw the guy rapping to a certain beat, and I asked him that who wrote that. He's like, I did, and I'm like, nah, ways, man, you can't do that. He's like, yeah, I can
No.
teach you. I can teach you. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's make it a class. And then we started. And then even the first session, the class session that me and him had, I didn't want to be part of it anymore because it was too hard. And he kept on forcing me, and I was like, you know what, this is not for me. And then, but luckily, fortunately, I was also friends with Dynamike, who back then was known as Chat Rock.
yeah,
Way
Dynamite,
before that,
yeah,
Shout out, shout
yeah.
out.
So we guys were tight. We're friends. We're living in the same neighborhood. So this guy was making beats and he was able to rap. Like, rap was just easy for him. And I was like, so if this guy is actually doing it, then definitely I can as well.
yeah.
So then I kept on pushing myself. But then, just for me to write an 8-bar verse, it was taking me like months. Maybe like months just for me to do an 8-bar verse.
Okay, so Barry, listen, your career spans from the 90s into present,
Yeah.
right? Also, I know you said that you mentioned that
Yeah.
you did really do music in the 90s. You started popping in the 2000s and going forward, right? Now, looking at the 90s itself, even if it meant starting
Yeah.
a rap career or even just doing it for fun, rap was not really accepted, in Malawi at the time because there was a lot going on. You had the whole Tupac Biggie stuff. You had all this violence around rap. There was an unacceptance to it. Now, in a country that we're from, that is God fearing, they looked at it as if it was the devil's music or something, right? So in that time, why did you choose to become a rapper despite what people thought of what it was?
All right. It is actually true. In fact, I was actually hiding my lyrics, or even my lyrics from my parents because they didn't want me to get involved in the rap issue or anything to do with rap. So, but still, people's perceptions can always be, if you don't thrive to give them a different perception, because this is a belief that they're actually getting from outside, like it's an external thing. So with me, I've always believed that music is a tool. It's a powerful tool to impact change positively or even negatively. So people were dwelling much on the negative aspect of it when Malawi, us as being in a, like you said, a God-fearing country, it's all about you impacting change or proving them wrong that we guys are actually different from what you think we are. So to me, I believed that I was a little kid. I was inspired by a lot of like like the likes of Taki T's, Criminal A, the Black Life, all these guys, Black Boy, all these guys. I was actually inspired, but I felt that what, I can get better than them. Not like me challenging them in a way that I'm better than them, so that I should take their spot. But it was like a benchmark for me to say that my stepping stone to say that okay, let me get better than them. So I I've always had that heart to say that what, if I don't aim to become better, or if I don't aim to impact change, or if I don't aim to be better than what I did previously, then there is nothing I'm actually doing.
Cool.
It's just like I
Cool.
just wasted.
So next question: how did you break into the industry? So again, we I like to literate that you're one of the pioneers of the Malawian urban music industry. How did you manage to break into an industry that was playing the likes
Yeah.
of, I guess, Saleda Piri, Lucius Banda? These are artists that played music, that had music that conformed to the local crowd. So how did you, Barry, come in and go check 1 2 and people were like, you know what, I like this guy, you know?
Uh, I remember the time when Wisdom Chiteza came into the industry. He was one of the first guys to actually do a song in Vernac in Chichewa, and then he made a hit. This this song was Tipewe. It was
Yeah.
he had Steve, who's now known as David Omen. Yeah, so he had that guy in that song as well. I was actually like, wow, this guy actually made it on TV on regular basis, like on radio and everything. So I was like, maybe I should try Vinac as well. So I had a group called Strategy, me and my boys. There was Triza in there, and Ta, Zaxa, and Tony Koza. It was a group of 5. So we decided to do a Chichewa song, and the first song we did was Yes Abubueda. So and then we did the song. We recorded the song with Dynamike, and before it actually went on air, we had a performance at the remember Comrades, right? The guy,
Yeah.
Africa, yeah. Those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
True.
they invited us like to go perform at their show, and then this is a song that we did perform. We got on stage and performed that song before it was on air, and the whole crowd went wow, like berserk and everything. And the next after that, we were just getting bookings week in week out. Like we would perform at Miss Blanta, like social weekends, like at Polytechnic. There we performed the song before it was on air, and the whole crowd went wow. It was like, this is the direction that we need to take. So I think that was a breakthrough song for me and for us. It was an eye opener. So
Yeah.
with that, having Vinac in it, I was like, maybe I should just be combining English and Chichewa's, like fit in both worlds as well. And it wasn't easy, but yes, I would wait. That was a breakthrough song for me.
Yeah, that was definitely a breakthrough song, man. Definitely. I mean,
That's
that played It's probably still playing in radio now. It probably, you know,
that's before Fanawa hip hop and all them. You know what I mean? Like, I know the songs.
I just caught up with your latest song there that you did with Martse and Hyphen there. That's Mkatimo.
Ndabwela zaona nyanja ona vuzi Mkatimo ikindendi chitaipijanga ndichikopa ndichichulila salimo sanditaise time yanga mani mukunukila Mkatimo pano vayasidwa ganja ndava kunukila Mkatimo ndabwela zaona nyanja ona vuzi Mkatimo ikindendi chitaipijanga ndichikopa ndichichulila salimo sanditaise time yanga mani mukunukila Mkatimo Matote sintokate muziwindiza ndiba muvuta Mkatimo osandiyamba mfinyidwapo kolingo kwiko makata ndiokuposa Mkatimo sindiyenda ndifuti koma mpalilo akazi ndi makonda azichikhalilo ndikunama sindikonda zachisembwere ndipo suzafa nkhanezo palibepo yapa.
Which is really, that's a really good single, and I believe that you won an award with that song as well. And my curiosity was that, you know, from that single, when was the last time you produced a full album?
The last full album I did was in 2018 with Phyzix. We did an album together called The Diary. We had songs like ZIMANDIWAWA in there, Wine,
Captain Bay,
Mental Level. Like right now, I'm also working on new projects, which I'm planning to release in 2022, next year.
2020.
So it's halfway back in.
Okay, just going back there, I just heard you say there that you're working on an album for 2022. Would you like to tell us what's the journey like when you're actually, you know, producing your music? What do you have to go through, and how do you work around it to produce that masterpiece that you have on?
Well, for me, it's not just a matter of like going into the studio and then just record. I think it's also a state of mind that I need to be in. I need to have a particular state of mind, and I tried working on an album like this whole year, but it wasn't. I still wasn't being satisfied with the content that I was actually, you know, coming up with. So with that, I just say that, you know what, let me just relax a bit, just record more songs on a regular, and then right after that, I get into that zone. So more importantly, it's all about having a theme to the project. It's not just about having hits or nice songs that, you know, that, okay, this song sounds nice, I'll put it on an album. Okay, I'll add this to the album as well. It's more of like having a theme to it. And so then you stick to the theme, and then you work around that theme. All the songs should be around that theme. So like right now I'm very confident, and then I'm ready for it. But still, I'll take my time. I need more releases as well, like just singles. Give people more music before I get to that particular project. But yes, I'm recording. So for me, it's all about having a concept. Know what exactly you're trying to achieve. If you don't have that, then your project will be useless. It's just a waste of time.
Ooh,
so we should expect projects anyway. Yeah.
See, talking about, you know, having a concept and having, you know, creating this big project, and you need to be in the certain, you know, right mind frame and all that stuff, right? Like at this moment, would you be able to tell us, like, what's your most significant project that you've actually produced so far, and why do you think that's the one for you?
Well, that's a tough one, man. You know, out of you see, it's because the amount of energy that I put in when I get into the studio is the same. It's not like because it's this particular song or this particular song. But I think for me, I did a song in the album Legendary, which was a dedication to my late dad. It's titled Hey Dad. So my dad passed on in 1997. But it took me like 13 years for me to dedicate a song to him. And this was when I was recording the Legendary album. This is in 2009. And that's when I finally recorded a song. And I was able to express myself without, you know, crying, you know, and, you know, being emotional. So I was able to put in the amount of, I just had to put my whole heart in it. So I think that's my favorite project out of all the projects that I've worked on. I know for people they would go for those songs that are popular, but to me, I think it's more of the story behind it.
That's really big, man. That's really big. Sorry to hear about
Yeah,
the
man.
loss you had there, but that's really significant there, yeah. And it's just
Thanks.
when you're creating a song in that way, do you sample? Do you go thinking about sampling? Some certain music while you're producing that in your journey, like?
Exactly. Yeah, I actually do that. Like right now, tonight, in fact. All right, tonight is the 20th.
Yeah. Tell
I'm
us,
releasing
tell
a
us.
song. I'm releasing a song tonight.
Yeah.
It's called Nthawi, which is featuring Nepman.
Oof.
And guess what? I actually sampled my old song, the song that actually put me on the map. The Yesu Akubwela song I was talking about. I've actually sampled that song, and then reworked it, and then the only unfortunate thing is that I haven't worked on it with the guys that I worked on the initial project.
Previous, yeah.
So yeah, so this is a bit different but the concept is more or less the same, only from a different angle. So yeah, but what I'm trying to drive at is that I actually get to sample something. It might be a song, or it might be just a rhythm of kids playing outside, but with that is what actually inspires me. I'm motivated and inspired by what I see around me, what I actually see, what my eyes get to see, what I get to hear. So all that is, when I get into the studio, it's just like I've got a basis of making a song. But I don't really have to sample a Jay-Z song to say that I'm sampling Jay-Z song because there comes in the copyright issue, and that might get me in trouble. So the sampling has to be unique. If you're to sample.
You get a call from Jay-Z.
Quick question, I just want to know, when did Mawondo come out?
Mawondo came out just a few months ago. It's my recent release.
Yeah.
It's the last release I've had.
So for the people that do not understand,
I think.
What does Mawondo stand for? And
Mawondo
when
is
did it come out?
It's knees. It's actually knees.
And
knees,
what's the significance of this song?
Well, okay.
Yeah, tell us.
All right. So Mawondo,
what was it like?
So Mawondo is basically saying that okay, I listen to gospel rap. I listen to a lot. But when it comes to gospel, I think gospel is not just about you telling people about turning back and then going back to the Lord and just all that, like not being creative. People get tired of that message. What they need to hear is the actual experiences, the things that people actually go through. So for me, Mawondo was like, it's the same thing. We're saying that what, Jesus is the way, Jesus is the path for you to have eternal life. But for you to actually have all the things that you want in life, it's not just about saying that I want a better house, I want a better car, or something like that. More importantly, it's about, you need to thrive for more. I need eternal life. But how can you get that? You need to always remember that you need to get on your knees and pray to the Lord. Not at times, in times when you're going through hardships, but even when you're just celebrating, like an achievement, always you still have to remember and get on your knees and say, thank you, Lord. I made it. I made it because of you. I made it through because of you. I broke through because of you. So, but people always get to remember the Lord when they're going through tough times. So Mawondo was basically saying that it's not just about this side; it's both ways.
Not gonna lie, there's always a take home message from every song that you pull out. I think you always leave out something for people to take home. I don't know what it is. I just figured that out. That's really good, man.
I'm humbled. I mean, if for me to be told that, this is like saying that okay, maybe my music is actually making an impact. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And it is like, you know what I mean? Like there's music and there's real music when you listen to someone is like when you listen to your music, you know that this person has been doing this for so long. He knows what he's trying to go through, to go into, like, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
I appreciate, as a person, I appreciate the way you handle your music. It's enlightening, and you know, like you have a certain way of doing your thing, which is it just works that way, like, you know.
Thank you, man. I'm humbled.
Appreciate it. Hey, by the way, guys, you're watching 5Roundz. We are out here with BarryUno, one of the big juggernauts of Malawi music in Malawi right now. And subscribe, share, and like on down there as it is on our bios. And of course, we are gonna put all the bios for BarryUno so you can play the music. Listen to what
we're gonna put
music, you know, judging yourself.
We're gonna put all the what? All the what?
What the fuck are you talking about? What did you just say?
Boss, I heard all the bios. I was like, how many bios now?
Oh yeah.
Don't be hating on me one time. God damn it. I'm talking to BarryUno, I say.
Okay, so you mentioned the song Nthawi, and the song you released today. Where can people get this song, Barry?
Well, first and foremost, they can get it on my website, www.barryuno.com. That's where it's at. And then you can get it on malawimusic.com. You get it on Joy Natu's website, www.joynatu.com. Mikozi as well. There is also I just can't remember the site properly, but Godly City is the site.
Then it's on, on your website.
Yeah.
I'll jump to your website real quick.
No, you won't find it. You won't find it till the right time. It'll be available. You won't find it now.
Okay. So when can they access it on
10 p.m. 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Malawi time. That's 8 p.m. in the UK.
8 p.m.
So, so this is Barry's website. We'll take you through quickly. So if you want his music, you can get it there. The link once again is BarryUno.com. What else can we find on your website, Barry?
Well, it's under development still, so we're still designing and inputting data there. But my merchandise will be available. Will be available on the site. This is like my clothing line.
Nice.
So
what is it called?
Uno Legendary.
You heard it first.
When is that dropping, man? Come on, give us the details. This guy, you're not telling us a lot, huh?
No. I've got so many projects. I mean, I can't just overwhelm myself with, So please, I'll let you know next year. This coming year, in a few months or so, maybe 2 or less. Who knows?
Sure, you might as well spill the beans.
You mentioned that you're releasing an album in 2022, right? Can you tell us who you featured so far, or who you're going to feature, and what the concept of the album is? All
right, like the album title, I won't give it to you yet because I'm still working around it. But though I know what I need to achieve. So, but the features that I'm to have on the album are the likes of KLK, Nepman, most definitely, Hyphen and Cyclone, Ngabambo B.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mostly, I think now I won't really have many rappers on it, rather, but like R&B artists or different genres. That's what I'm aiming at achieving. So, apart from that, it's just like the music will be diverse a bit. It won't just be raw hip hop because people know me from heavy beats and hardcore beats and stuff like that. Yeah, so but this will be a bit different. I'll have a little bit of trap in it. I'll have a little bit of traditional type of feel, like the ZIMANDIWAWA type of feel. So yeah, different, just a diverse project.
Good.
Yes.
That's good.
The concept alone, it will dwell much on the current issues, like what's happening right now. In terms of, like, say for an example, just an example. It's not like this I have on the album, but just an example. Like, say the COVID issue, the gender-based violence type of issues. That's what I'm aiming at. Like, I want people to relate to it. That when they listen to the songs, they should be like, okay, yeah, we can relate to that. So yeah, basically all that, and a little bit of, or more of gospel, like, talking of God. I never leave God. I never leave God on projects. I always.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, man.
speaking of rapping about current situations, right? In 2014, you released a single called Chifukwa Chan, which translates "Why." It featured Bucci, and you touched on issues such as lack of employment opportunities for graduates, right?
Yeah.
What I want to ask is, what was the purpose of this song? When you were writing this song, what were you trying to do?
All right, so I've been away when you're having conversations, everybody's just complaining, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening? Why is so and so going through that and all this and that? And for me, it's not like some people feel like they're cursed, or I don't know, they're not blessed. And when they look at others, they go like, my friends are blessed, and me, I'm not privileged. I'm a nobody. But my aim on that song was like to say that, you know what, there are certain things that will happen in life and you won't have to understand. You will try to understand them, but then you won't. It's because it's dependent on the circumstance at that particular moment, and you can't justify or clarify. I mean, you just have to live it and then accept to say that, well, okay, this has happened. Let me move on. Let me not dwell on, okay, so I had a meal just as of last week, and then I went out and I blew it all, and man, I need that one meal back. That kind of attitude. So that won't take you anywhere, because if you're dwelling, it doesn't happen to me, it will happen to somebody else. On top of that, there were certain things that I talked about that, okay, yes, certain things that are happening to us, like, say for an example, us as the people of this nation, we've got the government that is in charge, and they've got a responsibility to take care of us, like to look out for us. But some people get too greedy and then forget us, and then they're just minding themselves. And so those are the type of things that you need to. So sometimes it's the choices that we make. So you choose somebody, you entrust somebody with the power, and then instead of that particular person looking out for you, they're looking out for themselves. There's a lot that I talked about on that song. There is a lot that I can't even remember.
Yeah. This is why I picked one thing, but there's a lot. You asked a lot of questions. You're like, why is this like that? So that's why I wanted to ask you. So in an interview with Mibawa TV in 2020, you mentioned that you took a break to complete your accounting degree. You took a break from music, that is, right? And then after completing your degree, you then released Mkango, Miala, Maondo, How did you manage to stay relevant while maintaining the integrity of your craft, man?
That I don't even know.
Legend said it.
Okay.
You see, relevance sometimes is maintained with what you leave as a souvenir for the people in the time that you're not there. So with me, I think it was more on the videos that I made and the songs that I made. People were still vibing to the old music, and then because people are putting out music daily, and if, say for an example, like just as of last week, a lot of songs dropped, and this week new songs are dropping, and come next week, new songs will drop. And with the impact of this new music, would determine whether the old music will still survive or not. But if your old music is still surviving, that means you actually put in a lot of work and then you did a great job. So I think with me, I think it was more of like what I actually did, what I did previously, and then that people were still vibing to, and say that on my page, on WhatsApp, like on wherever I go, people were asking for more music to say that, yeah, we need you back. And I'm like, yes, I might come back depending on how I how I get graded on my degree. So, but eventually I had to, because I nailed it. I had to nail it. I mean, I'm a nailer.
Legendary nailer.
So yeah, but I think it's basically that the why the relevance still maintained. It was based on the previous projects.
Nah, that's good, man. That's a dime. That's a gem there for artists that are looking for longevity game, man. That's a gem. So I've got obviously another question here. Look, we had Team of Diamonds, right? And on 5Roundz, and she outlined the areas of improvement, in the Malawi music industry, such as the need for investment and protection for female musicians, right? What is your current view of the industry compared to how it was, and how would you improve it? Let's say today we've given you the task, Barry, like, big man, sort the Malawian industry out, or what do you think of it now, and what would you do about it, basically?
Yeah, like you previously said, earlier, like you earlier said that hip hop was perceived as a violent, as a wrong type of genre for us Malawians, since we're a God-fearing nation. But all that changed because of the work that artists actually put in. Like, we changed the mindset, we changed the narrative that this is now what music is, and people are now making different. There's so many artists, and you can choose what to listen to. If you don't vibe with this, and then you have to vibe with this. At least we've got that platform where you've got a choice to choose what you can listen to locally. So with the current industry, it's broken through like that. We're getting people investing in the music. We're getting corporate deals. We're getting the support that we never had way back in the day. Like, people were not making a living off music, but right now, people are actually making a living off music. So that is a sign that this alone, okay, yes, I know that school is important.
Yeah.
But if you know that you're dumb, you're dull, you can't, but then you're talented, you just have to put in work. You have
work.
But it's not like I'm saying that that's the only way you have to choose to be an artist. But then, even if, because in the industry we've got so many educated people, artists that are not really using their actual their qualifications that they got from their schools, from their colleges, from their universities. They relying on the music because it's actually paying rentals. They're actually making an investment off it. So this is because the music the industry is accepting the talent itself. Like, the corporates and everything, everybody's supporting it. Even the government as well. Like, say, way back in the day, we're not, just for an example, we're not getting collections. We're not getting our royalties from Kosoma. It was not easy. But right now, on a regular basis, like each and every 6 months, we're actually getting paid. So that's just a sign. Though the system is still as weak, but then at least they're actually making a move that we're going towards some goal. So yeah, I mean, the industry is improved. Right now, it's better than before.
Now, are there places where it can be improved, and how can you improve? How, in your opinion, how do you think we can improve this thing?
I think on that, I think the industry is still as small because, okay, we've got so many big names in the industry, but they're lacking the support in terms of like management. Like most artists, they're actually putting out dope music, but then they don't have managers. They don't have management, like a team that will help with the promotion and with just you as a brand. So if we're to have that, if we could have people willing to become managers of these artists, then definitely I think the industry itself, it will just boom out just like that. So I think that's one thing that I would say in terms of like artists, but in terms of like the government itself, I think we need to have policies, policies that will protect the rights of us as artists, our music, everything. So let's say for an example, like even in terms of like the collections that I was talking about and the royalties from corporate society, those we're still lacking in some areas, like in terms of like accountability of the airplays of your money, of the money that you make off from the airplays. That we're not really protected. So we need that protection. We need that security. So yeah, but otherwise I think we're actually doing a great job. And apart from that, we've got young videographers that are actually putting in work. Sooner or later, yes, we're not on Channel O or MTV or whatnot on a regular basis, but it's just a matter of time. We know that we'll get there. We'll get there.
You heard that, Channel O and MTV? We coming for y'all.
We're coming for you.
Coming for that ass.
Yeah.
Vinny Visuals, we had him as well. Very good, very good.
Shout out Vinny Visuals.
That kid is dope. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. That kid is just too dope.
We had him on, and he's brilliant kid, brilliant. Yeah.
Ah, nice. I should check that out. Check that one out.
You should check it out.
Oh yeah, it's there. Barry.
Yeah.
As our legend, I want to ask you something, right? Today, as music is going on, who's currently upcoming artists that has caught your ear? You know what I mean? Like the people that are rapping today, are doing music, singing or whatever, that has caught your ear as you, as a person, that you go way back with this.
Man, there are lots of them. There are lots of them. Like there is a number of them. Like even if I start mentioning, you get tired of the list.
Name drop.
So
Name drop at least. Okay, 10 or 5.
yeah, we've got 7 or more. I'm a huge fan.
7.
We've got Henry Caesar. I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
We've got Henry Bucci. We've got Paste. We've got Daddy Flow.
Big up Quest as well, man.
Now because I'm trying to remember the names, but there's a whole lot of lists of these guys.
I'm just hoping he's gonna mention one person that really praises him, because this guy just praises. He praises you as well, like I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping.
Ask me, because me, I'm an honest person. If I don't like the dude, I'll tell you that I don't like the dude. If I like the dude, I'll tell you that I do like the dude. So who's this guy?
Because this guy he said validation of people that are like people that I was listening to as a child, episodes. Yeah. He said to me,
episodes is family, man. Episodes is family. That's my nephew. That's my nephew.
Yeah, because he's
hip hop royalty, man. Dang.
He said he's like, me, it was all about validation. Like if the likes of BarryUno, like to talk, like I was like, oh yeah, thank you.
He was, man, he's a good student of the game, and honestly, for the guys that are watching as well in the comments, episodes, he's also the future. Like Barry was mentioning these names, episode is amongst them, and we had him on the show. We had the honor to have him on the show, and he paid homage to the game in Malawi alone, and
much respect on there.
So somebody asked me about episodes, right?
Yeah, Epi, man.
The reason why I didn't put him on the list is because it's not an upcoming. Your question was like up and coming.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's good. That's a good answer.
That guy is dope. That guy is dope. It's actually family. He's a nephew. He's my nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy is a beast.
He's a beast.
Right now, I feel like I don't have to get on a track with him because I'll get embarrassed if I rap. I might as well just stick to my legacy.
No, I know, but like, to be honest, like I talked to him, and there's certain artists in Malawi that he'll praise. Okay, there's Fredo. He talks about Fredo Kiss. He talks a lot about Third Eye. Who else?
And definitely Hyphen.
Gwamba and Hyphen. Hyphen.
Yeah.
And then GD and Marcus.
Yeah.
That's his thing. You know what I mean? And the rest he says, no, this was no. Yeah, we're not gonna name drop, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like the likes of Tay Grin and them, like, you know what I mean? Like, like he wouldn't respect him, like he says straight up, he said, no, Tay Grin, I can kill him in the face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
he's one of the guys I'm also going to have on my album as well. He will be on.
Damn.
Big up.
Big up.
Yeah. So Barry there. I was just catching up on your work, and I've been so interested in catching up on the recent work that you've done. I know, like, you know, the pandemic was happening and everything, but then there was a song that caught my attention there. You recently released a musical miniseries titled Osa Pwekesa, is it? That was that was you featured with that was Hyphen, Rita, and Saint, as well as Kelly K, is it? And I just wanted to understand, what's the story behind the project?
Well, yeah, that's a very good question. First and foremost, I think we do have times that we sometimes go looking. For an example, like people are doing GBV songs, gender-based violence songs, and people have done HIV songs. They've done songs of albinos and all that. But what we tried to do with the Osa Pwekesa project was to have a different approach, to just not make it a song, but to have a story to it, so that people can relate and then understand exactly. Because just a song for you to talk about what the pandemic is capable of, I think I just can't go on a song and tell people that, you know what, sanitize or wash your hands or observe social distancing and all. We had to put in a story to it, so that, you know, the more people get to watch or listen to the song, and then they get excited when they're watching that, at the end of the day, they should understand what the message was all about. So that's the whole idea with the Osa Pwekesa project. In fact, we've got one more to drop, because we did two. We did episode 1 and episode 2, and then there is the last one of season 1. That we had to do. It's already done. In fact, it's already done. It's just that, you know, we haven't had time, like, to work on that, because everybody's involved with their respective projects.
Okay.
But it will definitely. But the idea was to make it interesting, that people, when they get to watch that, and then they should be like, okay, maybe let's look what's coming on the next. Let's look forward to what's coming on the next episode. So, like, right now, the second episode ended with either me or Seth. I don't know who's dying, but people are expecting that someone.
I remember there was a last phone call there from Kelly K. Went on to just receive the phone. Kelly K. Dude, the KLK went on to receive the phone call, and then he goes like, Adaiga and something like that, and then I was like, who is it now? You know?
You know?
Yeah. That was the
so,
that was the thing.
But that was the idea. Like, just
that was great acting, man. That was great acting. You're a jack of all trades, man. You're a jack of all trades, because I couldn't believe watching it, and I was like, this is a nice mini series, and you guys carried it on well, you know.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good, very informative as well. Very
thanks, man. But it was a collective effort. A big shout out to Tricky Beats. A big shout out to Tricky Beats, because he's the guy that gave us the idea of that approach of making it a mini series. It was him, because for us, we just wanted to do a song like a COVID song, but it was like, that would be boring. Everybody's just releasing COVID songs, telling that, observe social distancing and whatnot, but make it a mini series, have a story to it. And then we're like, okay, cool, let's do that. Let's have that approach. So a big shout out to Tricky Beats.
Big up Tricky Beats, man.
Big up.
Big up to you, Tricky Beats.
All right. So that brings us to the end of this interview, Barry. We wanted to say thank you for coming on. Listen, we have enjoyed your company. You have dropped absolute dimes. You have given us great knowledge, man. Things that are quite timeless as well. Listen, we really appreciate it. Obviously, as a 5Roundz tradition, Barry, we always give you the chance to do the outro for us. So we would like you to roll us out, please, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
It's an honor. There's so many great names out there, but I've been given the opportunity to be interviewed by you guys and just to share a little of my background as well. So I'm very thankful. And even if you're to have me as well, I won't mind. Even if you're to have me for the next 4 weeks, just me alone.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
That's definitely what needs to happen. Nah, big up, Barry. Big up, Barry. Guys, if you are new to the podcast, always remember to like and subscribe, all right? A like and subscribe a day keeps the doctor away, you get me? But yeah, guys, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it as well. If you have any more questions for Barry, put them in the comments. If you want to check out his new music, the website, we'll put the link in there, everything that you need, guys, all right? So from us, from 5Roundz, all we can tell you is, guys, enjoy the show and take it easy.
5Roundz.
Peace out. 5Roundz.